Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to part 2 for 2023. We're going to take a look at your houses 5 through 8 in part 2 here. So in your 5th house here, which is the house of romance, play, creativity, self-expression, good fortune, you have the mature man card, and you also have this occupation card as well. I kind of feel like that mature man card is just you showing up here, and it doesn't matter what gender you are. I think you're just showing up as kind of making very mature decisions at this time. And I also feel like you're making decisions from the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles says, you know, basically, is the juice worth the squeeze in any situation that you're dealing with? As in, you know, are you getting what you put into a situation out or better, right? And so I feel you're kind of making these very wise decisions with your energy, but it could also be with like your abundance, your success, your money, your whatever. So I feel that here. I do also feel that there's something like very lucky coming in for you here, but I feel like you need to kind of like take advantage of it here, Cancer. You know, you have this Knight of Pentacles right here, and the Knight of Pentacles is like no movement. So I feel like you need to get moving. You have this, the interesting thing is that you have this occupation card, which normally would represent occupation as in like an occupation, like a job. And you have this mature man card, but for some of you, I'm wondering if there are some distractions going on around you. And I would be very careful of the distractions. Like this could be occupation as in you are occupied by something distracting in your life. It's almost as if this part of the reading, again, I consider these to be kind of like the romantic houses, 5 through 8, basically, you know, because with the 5th house, it's romance, play, self-expression. 6th house, not so much. 7th house, of course, can be the house of marriage and relationships, and the 8th house, the house of intimacy. So, you know, definitely more romantic energy here, but I kind of feel like they're just in general for you with these houses. I'm getting something about luck. And again, the 5th house can represent luck or good luck coming into your life. And if you're like distracted by something, it's almost as if you're not going to be seeing the luck or being able to take advantage of it. So I'd make sure to focus. You have the 7 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles. Again, you also have the Star over here, which is, you know, luck or good luck coming in for you. So I feel like this luck could have a lot to do with preparation. Again, a lot of people say that luck is just being prepared to take advantage of opportunities that present themselves. So being prepared to be lucky in any area of your life is always kind of like very beneficial. So, you know, you have the Knight of Pentacles, and right next to him, you have the Page of Pentacles. And both cards to me represent education. So anywhere in your life where you want to get lucky, I would be learning as much as you can. It could literally be through reading books or through taking classes or courses or whatever, right? But I would be trying to get as lucky as you possibly can. You also have this 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles is a card of teamwork, but it's also a card of kind of quality work. You know, represents doing a good job. He has done a very good job building these 3 Pentacles up here. So I feel for some of you that you need to focus on quality. And I've pretty much been saying this all this year, 2022, because we have Uranus and Taurus. And Uranus and Taurus is all about like quality work or just doing a good job on the things that you do. So if you want to get lucky in any area of your life, I would definitely focus on the quality. Again, you have these 7 of Pentacles here. 7 of Pentacles can represent a change in direction in your life. I do see a change in direction here, but it has to do with an opportunity, like I've been saying this whole entire time. And I feel like this opportunity isn't exactly clear because you have the Moon, the 8 of Cups here, and then you have the Hierophant. This really tells me that there's like a divinely guided opportunity coming in for you. What I'm wondering is, you know, I don't want to jump too far ahead here, but this is showing up in your 8th house. And what I'm wondering is, like the 8th house can have to do with like sharing other people's resources, things like that. So I think maybe the obstacle to overcome here could be like, number one, asking people for money. Maybe you're wanting to start a business and you need to ask someone for money, right? That could definitely be something that comes up here. The other thing is that I'm getting that this has something to do with your position. I keep getting the word position popping into my head. Like, let's say you have a business. Maybe you are realizing that you aren't, like, don't make a very good CEO, right? And you could be taking a step back, letting someone else do it so you can do what you actually want to do. I don't know. I have something weird like that popping into my head. You know, this could also be in your love life as well. I have to say it. just looking at this last row, I'm wondering, and you have two marriage cards here, Four Wands and the Hierophant, but I'm wondering if like some of you are going to be becoming like a stay-at-home parent or something like that. Maybe you always thought that you would just have a career and that would be it or something like that. I don't know. There's like a big difference is what I'm getting here in the area of the eighth house. I feel like you're going to be happy about it. I feel like it's just, I think the mystery, Moon, Eight of Cups, it's like you're walking through darkness and maybe you can't really see all the answers or it's not how you thought your life would go. I don't know. We're going to look into it in a minute. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have this health card. Looking at your next row for your sixth house looks very, very good. And so, as far as I'm concerned, your health is probably going to be perfectly fine. But, and I am not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice. But what I would say is that this could have to do with some sort of health change. Again, the fifth house can have to do with like hobbies, things that you enjoy doing. It is the house of play, like I said. So anything you can do to, play, be more playful, do things that you enjoy doing. These could be like active activities. I would definitely be doing those things because this to me says that you're just going to be getting like additional benefits from, being playful, being active and like all that other stuff, right? With the Knight of Pentacles, you have this discovery card. Knight of Pentacles is like being too cautious. I would encourage you to dig into the mysteries here. I mean, you have the Scorpio card next that says investigate on it. Again, all these cards are kind of like encouraging you to take some sort of risk. I think there's like really good fortune in the unknown for you, or there's like good fortune in some sort of mystery is what this is saying to me. Again, the eighth house is a house of mystery as well. So there's a mystery going on here. We're going to try to uncover this mystery, but for some of you, it could also have to do with like travel and maybe you're going somewhere you've never been before. So I have like a million things popping into my head here. With the Three of Pentacles, you have this enthusiasm card. I do think you are going to feel pretty enthusiastic this year. The funny thing is, I think even in like January, maybe you're going to be saying, I'm not enthusiastic. So I think it's something that kind of develops over time. And I think by the time we get to March, that you're going to be feeling very, very enthusiastic, just very excited for the future and kind of like more willing to explore, which is exactly what this reading is kind of asking you to do. Next in the area of your sixth house, you have this Uranus card that says change, and you have the Scorpio card on it that says investigate on it. Again, the sixth house has to do with like health, wellness, your daily routine, your work habits, your work routine, pets, things like that. And what I would say here is that there probably is going to be a change in your daily routine. It is interesting that I've done a bunch of these readings so far. I'm actually going backwards this week. And what I would say here is that a lot of people have had some sort of change in their daily routine, or it could just be that we need to change our daily routine. Maybe the universe is like, okay, like we need to like do something different because I think we're all still like maybe a lot of us. I don't know. I kind of am. Like I'm still in COVID mode, and it's like COVID is basically over, or maybe it's not. I have no freaking clue anymore. But I don't know. All the days are blending together, Cancer. And what I would say here is I feel like these cards are asking you to investigate new opportunities. And again, I think breaking out of the routine, it kind of makes things less boring. And also maybe we discover you're not going to find something new basically in a routine, right? Especially if you've been doing the same thing day in, day out for like the past 3 years. So to discover new things, new opportunities, you have to break the routine. I also would encourage you, there's like some sort of mystery coming in for you here. Again, we're not going to get more details on it apparently till the last row, but I think there's something very exciting. And I'm wondering if this is an opportunity. You have this card that says the past on it. I can't read the rest of it from here. I need glasses apparently, but it says something about the past on it. And what I'm wondering is if there's an opportunity coming in for you that reminds you of something from the past. I'm not saying it's love. It could be anything. It looks financial to me as well, which is interesting. So there's clearly some sort of financial benefit here, but maybe it's like you tried to have a business in the past and it failed. Maybe you tried to, ask your boss for a raise and they said no in the past. There's something they're connected here to the past and needing to kind of like face it again. I hope that makes sense. You have the Four Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Star. I do feel that some of you could be meeting someone through work, by the way. So if you have work or even through business, you could be meeting a person if you're looking for love. You have that King of Cups in your seventh house. So it could be a water sign, could be an earth sign as well. Water and earth definitely stand out to me in this reading. You have a little bit of fire as well. So take it how it resonates, but I feel this is definitely a new person, not a past person with the Page of Pentacles. I feel like this person wants to communicate. I feel like they talk a lot. I have like motor mouth going. I feel like I'm speeding up with my words. So I feel like this person might be a little bit of a motor mouth. Could be a Scorpio for sure. You have that Scorpio card right there. So wouldn't surprise me, but take it how it resonates. I also feel that a lot of you could be learning a lot. Like this is showing up in the area of work, but really the sixth house is more kind of like your routine at work, or like the thing that you do for work, if that makes sense, like the activities that you do for work. And what I would say here is anything new that you can learn about what you do is going to be very profitable for you, I feel. You have the Four of Wands here. Again, you could meet a person that you will marry at work. The other thing I'm getting here is that the sixth house has to do with health. And again, I'm not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice. But the Four of Wands, card of freedom. And it's also a card of celebration. So I do feel there could be like some celebrations with your health. You could just be improving your health, or, you could be doing the things that you need to do to improve your health with this Four of Wands. On top of that, if you're waiting for like any contracts or any commitments from a job or a business, I do feel that you could be like getting some contracts from what you're doing. You also have the Star here. There's some sort of blessing coming in for you, I feel, with this Star card. Kind of interesting. Again, it's a mystery. And look, even if we go this way here, Cancer, we go to the Nine of Wands to the Moon. It's almost as if you're resisting it. Remember what I was saying about this could be something that you've done before. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands says don't give up. It's basically like he's tried 8 times and he's on his 9th wand, and he needs to try again. So there's clearly something that you've been asking for. I feel with this Star card that you've been asking for a blessing in work or business, probably for most of you. And, I feel like this is a blessing coming in, but it's almost like you have to try again. Let's see. With the Four of Wands, you have the detachment card. I feel like when you detach is exactly when love is going to show up in your life. So, by the way, if you have love already, this looks amazing. You definitely could be like marrying the person that you're with. If you don't have love, I feel like the second you detach from love is when it's going to show up in your life. So, that's what I'd say here. I feel like what you also, in your next row of the 7th house, romance and marriage, right, relationships, you have this by the book card. I feel like once you stop needing things to like work a certain way in relationships, that's like when the perfect relationship, perfect, there is no such thing as perfect, right? But that's when the perfect relationship is going to show up, when you stop needing things to go a certain way. With the Page of Pentacles, you have this decision card here. Yeah, I feel like the decision is that you need to educate yourself, is what I would say. I feel like you're making yourself more valuable at work, and this is either going to lead to a raise or a promotion or just a new job, plain and simple. It's like, I think what people need to realize is like in work, I encourage people to learn as much as they can about their job. And people always say, yeah, but my boss doesn't recognize the work I do in the first place, and all these other excuses. I'm like, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about you making yourself more valuable, because guess what? It's like, yeah, your boss might not recognize it, but guess what? If you educate yourself and you learn more about your job, you can go get another one. Go get one somewhere else because you made yourself more valuable. The other thing is, we have things like YouTube now where you can teach people how to do things. You can make probably more money doing that anyway. So, there's a lot of opportunity here. But again, I do feel it has to do with education. This, by the way, this here is Mars in Gemini. We have Mars retrograde in Gemini, and it's going to be there for a long ass time. So, what I would say here is that there could be a decision coming in for you when Mars goes direct in January. And Mars is going to be there basically until March. So, I feel there could be an important decision coming in for you, like during this time frame. Next, with the Star, you have this criticism card. Yeah, I wouldn't be criticizing any opportunities that come your way, is what I would say. Or, like, I wouldn't immediately jump to, oh, this thing can't work in my life because, I would start, I think you need to, this is like a mindset shift that's popping into my head here with the Star. Like, I feel there could be work opportunities that come in for you, and I feel like you need to start asking, like, how can I make this work? Or how can I have this thing that I want in my life that I see as a big opportunity? I wouldn't be like criticizing it and picking it apart, right? And so I feel that for whatever reason, I see that as a mindset shift. Next, in your 7th house of romance, or I should say relationships and marriage, you have this by the book card, and you also have this TikTok card. I would be careful of thinking that you're running out of time, number one. Some of you could feel that you're like running out of time or you don't have enough time to have love, but I actually feel like you do. I would also, again, I do get here that you need to make sure that things, that you're not like locking yourself into something with the by the book card. I always say, like, the easiest way to stay single, I always get these comments from people that are like, I'll never date a Cancer, I'll never date an Aries. And guess what? I have some of the same people. I've had this channel for 8 years now, if you can believe it. I've been doing this every single day, basically, for 8 years almost. And, since the beginning, I've had the same people there are several that I know that constantly say, I will never date this person. And they've been saying it since the beginning. I'm like, oh, why do you think you've been single for another 8 years? And it's because you're needing things to work out a certain way. So it's like when we release it, I'm not saying that we shouldn't focus exactly on what we want, but I think focusing on a sign is like the worst thing we can do because it really has nothing to do with anything. It's kind of funny to me that people, sorry, there's something floating right in front of me, but it's funny to me that people always say like, every Pisces is like this. And it's like, I know Pisces that are totally different. Or they're like, I know every Cancer is like this. And I know Cancers that are totally different. So, I would say if you're like thinking, oh, I would never date X, Y, and Z sign, great way to stay single. So, I'll say that if you want love. If you don't, fine. But the other thing is, it's like sometimes I think we make up stories like, oh, this person has to do these certain things for me to be with them. And I'm not saying that we don't all have expectations because we do. Of course we do. But I would say I would just be open and allow someone to surprise you is what I'm trying to say. You have the King of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Hangman. Could also be a Pisces. You have 2 Pisces cards here. So it is funny that I just said Pisces. But you have the Nine of Wands. So some of you maybe have been thinking about giving up on love, or maybe you've been like, okay, like I'll give it one last shot. And I do feel that there could be a person that comes in after one last shot that you will marry. Look, you have this 4 of Wands, 9 of Wands to the Hierophant, which is, the Hierophant is really even better than the 4 of Wands as far as love is concerned in marriage. So, if you give this person here, whoever this is, this King of Cups, could be any sign. Again, they're showing up as a King of Cups, but, King of Cups on the positive side of things is just a person who's very emotionally stable, someone who's emotionally mature, and someone who's successful, on the positive side of things, someone very adventurous as well. So I feel like it could be any sign, but I think once you kind of like open up, then this person could easily come in for you. Again, I feel like you could be meeting this person through work with that Page of Pentacles in your other row. Plus, there are several other things here. You could also meet this person through traveling, I'm getting here as well. You have that Discovery card. So if you're like moving or traveling, that could be an option. You have the Hangman here. So again, I feel like you've been waiting for a long time. So if you all want love, I feel you've definitely been kind of like waiting for it and hoping and wishing and praying that it comes in. So, I definitely feel that energy here with the Hangman. I do feel like it's kind of like you are opening up though. His head is glowing. He has gained enlightenment. So I do feel that you are at least becoming more open, more kind of receptive to the opportunity of love entering into your life. Let's put it that way. With the King of Cups, you have the flirtation card. See, I feel like someone wins you over here, Cancer. So, if you want love, I do feel that there's a person who kind of like, wins you over, basically, is what I'm getting here. I feel like they're flirtatious. I almost feel like you can't resist their charms here, Cancer, as well. So you could be meeting a person who's just too damn charming. Or it could be you as well. I mean, take it how it resonates. Again, you could be going towards a person who has a certain idea of what love is in their head and they can't resist you. So maybe you're different than their idea, right? With the 9 of Wands, you have this domination card. Maybe you want to be dominated here, Cancer. I don't know. Right? But for others, I feel like maybe that's how you see. Remember what I said at the beginning of the reading? Isn't that interesting, Cancer? I said at the beginning of the reading that some of you, it's like your roles might be switching or something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, I was basically saying you may be becoming like a stay-at-home parent or something like that. But maybe you see that, like some people see that as being dominated, right? Because it's like you're under the control of someone else. That could be where the resistance is coming in here. It's like maybe you're like, I don't want to be controlled by someone else, but I kind of see you, either you or this person, take it how it resonates, kind of, I don't want to say you're submitting to this, but, that's kind of like what's popping into my head. With the Hangman, and again, take it how it resonates, right? With the Hangman, you have this generosity card, and I feel like you are attracting someone very generous as well. So I feel like you're attracting someone who's very generous with their time, their attention, and all those things. I don't think you've experienced this, like not on this level as well, which is very interesting. That could be why we have the 9 of Wands here. Maybe you're the one that's always being generous. Maybe you're the one that's always kind of like giving in connections, which again, that would make sense to me. You're a Cancer, so that doesn't really surprise me. But I feel like you're kind of meeting your match in a good way. You're meeting a person who also wants to give a lot in relationships. Next in your 8th house, you have this persistence card. It says your persistence will pay off. Do not give up. 9 of Wands. Plain and simple. You also have this past card. It says the past is coming back. Old job or old connection. I don't think really the past is coming back. I think you're thinking about the past. Again, the 8th house has to do with like intimacy, shared resources, other people's money, taxes, debts, like things like that. But I feel like what's coming back from the past is a thought, like your ideas of like how you saw your life going or what you thought your life was going or the direction you thought your life was going in, right? And so I feel like some of you need to, number one, be persistent in kind of like your work and what you're creating. Sorry, I made a joke about the government tracking me, and this is like the third time that a military helicopter has flown over my house today. So how crazy is that, Cancer? But what I would say here is that I feel like you need to kind of like focus with this energy. I actually don't feel anything with like other people's money or debts or anything like that. Again, as I've said to everyone, I wouldn't go crazy spending this year and all that other stuff, but for you have the Eight of Cups, the Moon, and the Hierophant here. So I do feel like there could be a person who's coming in for you that you could marry. I do kind of get intimacy issues here with the Moon. The Moon is actually considered to be a positive card of intimacy, believe it or not. So there could be, but why do I get intimacy issues here, Cancer? Maybe someone's afraid of intimacy. I don't really see this being an issue, though. Like maybe they kind of start off as like shy, or maybe you're shy, I don't know. And it's popping into my head. I do think it's something that will be overcome. Just know that if you experience that this year. The other thing that I'm getting here is mysteries. Again, I see like some sort of opportunity coming in for you. And I feel like this opportunity, like we said at the beginning of the reading, is like a wish, a dream come true with that star card. And it's probably something that you've tried in the past, whether it's like starting a business or something. And I feel that there are some fears in like how you're going to accomplish it. There are mountains in the background of the Moon card here. And those mountains represent accomplishments right back there if it wants to focus right here. So I feel for some of you that it's like you're not quite sure how you're going to manifest something or how you're going to be able to create something. The funny thing is I think you're walking into darkness anyway. The Eight of Cups is a card of walking into darkness. He's choosing to walk away from something that he thought was fulfilling but wasn't because he wants to find like true fulfillment. And maybe that's why you're moving towards these mysteries of life. And again, the 8th house has to do with mysteries. You have that Scorpio card, 8th house, and a card that says investigate the mystery. But I kind of feel like this is disconnected from the 8th house, but I'm going to deliver the message anyway here, Cancer. I feel for some of you, it's like you're going to be taking a leap of faith away from maybe something that was once stable or secure, like a job, a business, because there's something that's like much more, that you feel could be much more fulfilling, or you're looking for like a whole other level of fulfillment. So some of you might be taking the risk of walking away from something. The thing is, I feel like something's being divinely guided into your life with the Hierophant. The Hierophant, he represents like the connection between the heavens and the earth. He connects the two things. He communicates with both sides. So I kind of feel like some of you are having a feeling that, in whatever, this could be any area of your life. For a lot of you, I'm getting work and business for whatever reason. It's almost like you can feel that there's something waiting for you that is much more fulfilling than what you've been experiencing, right? And so you're on this path of looking for more fulfillment. With the Moon, you have this power card. Again, Scorpio energy, so some of you definitely could be attracting a Scorpio if you are looking for love. Doesn't have to be, but you have Scorpio in this reading about 900 times. So there you go. I do feel that some of you are focusing on kind of like integrating your energies just in general. It's kind of like I see this as your thoughts being in the right place. And I think what's missing is the action, right? Especially with that Moon card. The Moon can be like a dream that we have up here. And I always say the Moon represents something we have to ground in reality. We have Saturn going into Pisces until like 2026. And that'll be this year. And I'm telling you right now, Saturn in Pisces is like amazing for having some crazy ass idea and manifesting it on Earth, right? It's like Saturn isn't necessarily, it's not horrible energy for Pisces, but it isn't the best, not necessarily, because Pisces just wants to daydream all day long, right? So we have these daydreams. We've been having daydreams since 2012, something like that, when Neptune, and plus now that we have Neptune in Pisces, is what I meant to say. It's like our daydreams are like times 1,000, right? So Saturn going into Pisces this year is going to be amazing for grounding a dream in reality. And, the other thing is that Saturn in Pisces, I'm getting something about kind of like in the element of survival for you here, Cancer, where it's almost as if, something can't die, but it's an idea that you have. And I feel like you're going to be creating something this year. I don't know. This feels extremely powerful with that powerful card, or the power card. I like it. With the moon, sorry, with the Eight of Cups, you have this harmony card. Definitely, I feel you could be walking away from something because it doesn't bring you peace any longer. And I feel that you're very focused on kind of like peace and harmony in your life. With the Hierophant, you have the Exaltation card. Like I said, I just feel this is saying that something is meant for your life. Something is meant to enter into your life. Something is meant for you to create it, or it's being divinely guided into your life. So, and it's probably like an opportunity, something you've tried before and you're about to try again. Also, this looks amazing for travel. I would say also looks amazing for love, obviously, if you're looking for love. I didn't mean to grab this deck. What we are going to do is we're going to see if we're going to pull 5 themes, and we're going to see what else we could have missed in this reading, or if there's anything else that wants to come out, basically. You have this Tortoise card. It says slowly but surely getting ahead. I feel like things have been very slow. I feel like it's taken you a very long time to kind of get to a certain place in your life. The interesting thing that I'm getting here, Cancer, is that I think you need to realize that this time it's almost as if you're going to be experiencing a faster cycle, is what I'm getting here. It's like maybe, let's just say that the last time you changed your life, it took you 10 years. I feel like this time it's like 5 years or like 3 years or less. And it's like you're at the end of the cycle already. The end is this year. So however long this cycle has taken, I think what's surprising is that it could be a little bit shorter than the last cycle right before it. You have this Butterfly card. It says a change for the better. So definitely some positive changes coming in for you here, Cancer. You have this Jug card. It says lighthearted, carefree time. I think this would be an amazing energy for you to embrace this year. It's like you and Pisces both got something about kind of like, needing to embrace maybe your childlike energy, that playful side, the curious side, the investigative side with the investigate card there. So I feel like being lighthearted, carefree, playful, childlike would be very beneficial. You have this 4-leaf clover. It says great good fortune on it. So I do feel there could be good fortunes coming in for you. And you end with this dragon card. It says, beware of self-delusion. So I do feel like you need to kind of like look at the evidence. 7 of Pentacles. You started with the 7 of Pentacles, and sometimes I feel with the 7 of Pentacles, it says, like, what does the evidence tell you? Like, in anything that you want to do. You want to start a business? So it's like, what does the evidence tell you? It's like, it needs to, again, there's something here with the moon, needing to bring it down to earth, needing to ground something in reality. Same thing with love. It's like, are they showing you with their actions, or are they just telling you things? That's what I mean. It's like, I feel you need to really pay attention to actions. And same thing in business. It's like, sometimes I think we come up with a business idea, we think it's a good idea, but it's just not working, right? So it's like, you need to listen to that, make changes accordingly. But this is a pretty good reading here, Cancer. Love it. Again, part 1 is linked up down below. Also, part 3 will be coming out soon, the final part. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your year.